Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'll be sharing with you my June TBR. So if you want to know all the books that I'll be reading in June, please stay tuned. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said before, I'm going to be sharing with you my very ambitious June TBR. I'm looking at my pile now and I feel like I can do it. There may be some that I might add on later in the month depending on where I am with this stack of books. So one of the books that I'm going to be reading in June, this is for the Zora Hurston read-along that Bree and I are hosting together. And so the next book that we're going to be reading by Zora is Moses, Man of the Mountain. And I like this cover. I'm very intrigued on what this book is about. So let's see. So it says, Zora Hurston, the master storyteller, takes the renowned figure of the Old Testament and blends him with the Moses of Black folklore in a powerful parable of faith, authority, and redemption. Moses' story begins on the Nile and follows his journey as a conjurer, leader, and ultimately an abolitionist, freeing fellow citizens and confronting the Pharaoh of lore. Moses' story is told with wit, passion, and fervor, continual hallmarks of Hurston's writing. Now, I am going to be very excited for this because just getting a different storyline of Moses and the Pharaoh and all that, like, I'm very, very intrigued. It sounds really, really good. And like I said, I love the cover, and I love this edition. So this is what Bree and I are going to be reading this month for Zora, the read-along that we're doing together. The next book, which you're going to be you're going to be seeing my review on IG. I have something very special for it in particular. And so what I'm going to be reading also in June is going to be Housewoman. This is by Adora Nora. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. If not, I do apologize. And this book is going to be coming out June the 6th, but you're not going to see my review until the 10th. So let's go ahead and read what it says. It says, when Ikefuna is put on a plane from Lagos, Nigeria to Superland, Texas, she anticipates her newly arranged all-American life. A handsome husband, a beautiful red brick mansion, pizza parlors, and dance classes. Desperate to please, she'll happily cater to her family's needs. But Ikefuna soon discovers what it actually means to live with her in-laws. Demands for a grandson grow urgent as her every move comes under scrutiny. As Ikefuna finds there's no way out, her new husband grapples with the influence of his parents against his own increasing affection for her. As family secrets boil to the surface, Ikefuna must decide how to scrape herself out of an impossibly sticky situation, a marriage succumbing to generational cycles of pain and silence. In the end, she may be carrying the greatest secret of all. An unforgettably delicious thriller, Housewoman is about a woman trapped in a dangerous web of conflicting desire melting in the Texas heat. So this sounds really good and like scary at the same time, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm starting to get more into thrillers this year, so I'm really excited to see what is going to be happening in these pages. So we have this that I'll be reading. Next book, I was supposed to read this in May, but I didn't get a chance to, so it's rolling over into June, and that is The Wall of the Storms by Ken Liu. Yes, I was trying to read this for AAPI, but I didn't have much time as I thought that I had in May. May just flew by so quickly. So like I said, I'm rolling this over into June, and I'm really excited to read this. I love the Grace of Kings. I enjoyed it tremendously. So I'm really excited to continue on in this series. So this is another book that I'll be reading in June. Now, this next book, you're gonna see me do a book review for this. It's gonna be sometime in June. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on it, make sure you're subscribed to me and you hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any notifications and you will be informed when this book review is live. So this book in particular, I was very intrigued by the synopsis and I want to share with you all. So the next book that I'm going to be reading in June is The Library of Broken Worlds. This is by Leah Dawn Johnson. So let me go ahead and read the synopsis for this one. And this book is going to be coming out June the 6th, mind you. So it says, a girl and a god alone in communion. It says, in the winding underground tunnels of the library, the great peacekeeper of the three systems, a horrific secret lies buried, and Frida is the only one who can uncover it. As the daughter of the library, Frida has spent her whole life exploring its ever-changing passageways. Her access and abilities make her unique and dangerous. When Frida meets Joshua, a Tyrian boy desperate to save his people, and Nergui, a disciple from a persecuted religious minority, she is compelled to help them. But in order to do so, she will have to venture deeper into the library than she has ever gone. There, she will discover the atrocities of the past, the truth of her origin, and the impossibility of her future. As the devastating war approaches, Frida must embark on a journey to fulfill her destiny, one that pits her against an ancient war god. With The Library of Broken Worlds, award-winning author Leah Dawn Johnson offers readers a kaleidoscopic, intensely rewarding masterpiece where matters of the state fight matters of the heart, and the complexities of humanity are portrayed with a truth that resonates long after the last page is turned. So, this sounds really good, especially when it says that she would have to be pitting against an ancient war god. Anything with gods or anything I'm here for, and that's what really got me the most to wanting to do a book review for this, and particularly, and I'm really excited for this. So even on the back, even on the front, it says she was built from a dream and she will wake him up. So yeah, this just sounds really good, and I really love the cover, by the way. But yeah, this book comes out in June, so stay tuned for my book review. This next book is one of my anticipated reads of this year. Everybody's been talking about it. People have already read it. People are currently reading it. And I just want to know. I just want to know what it's about. I'm really excited. I love her writing. I'm just a huge fan, especially after I read Babel a couple months ago, and I'm just excited. So, of course, you already know Babel. So, R.F. Kuang. So, we have Yellowface. And I'm very excited to read this. I got this from Waterstone, which I'm very excited that I did. I just love the sprayed, like, look at the edges. Like, I love it. And the book is signed, and look at the end papers. If I take the dust jacket off, you got this. You got everything going on here. And like I said, it is signed by her. Yes, graced my book with her signature. So, let's go ahead and read the synopsis. I really don't know what it's really about. I like hear bits and pieces of it. So let me go ahead and read the synopsis. So it says, Athena Liu is a literary darling and June Hayward is literally nobody. White lies. When Athena dies in a freak accident, June steals her unpublished manuscript and publishes it as her own under the ambiguous name Juniper Song. Dark humor. But as evidence threatens June's stolen success, she discovers exactly how far she will go to keep what she thinks she deserves. Deadly consequences. What happens next is entirely everyone else's fault. So, this sounds really intriguing. I'm very excited to get into this. I was very surprised how small it is, because usually with her books they're pretty chunky, especially with Babel. But yeah, I'm really excited reading this. I'm going to be listening to the audiobook, so I'm going to be hybrid reading this in particular, but I'm very excited for this. So we have Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, which on here it says Rebecca F. Kuang. So we have this. Next book, I didn't read any books in this series that I've been reading for the beginning of this year, and I would continue on doing so. I just didn't read it because I was mostly dedicated into reading books for AAPI. So we're going to continue on. So this next book that I'm going to be reading in the series is The Witcher, The Time of Contempt, and I'm excited for this. Obviously, Yennefer is on the cover, and I'm here for it. I'm not even going to read the synopsis. I'm just going to be surprised. And I don't know if y'all know this, but what motivated me to even read The Witcher is because, there's going to be changing up some actors in the next season or after season 3. So I'm like, I'm just going to not do that. I might watch it. I might not. But yeah, this intrigued me more because a lot of people said that the books are 10 times better than the TV series. 10 times, hands down. And the TV series, pretty much people are saying, is just complete crap because they did so many different changes. But I'm excited for this, and I cannot wait to read this. Next book, this is my book club pick. If you don't know, I do memberships on my channel in particularly, and each month we pick a book. Sometimes I'll do a poll and I'll have everyone pick, and then that's the book we end up reading, whichever one wins for the poll. So this month, it looks like this one is the winner. So what we're going to be reading for June is The Battle Drum by Zora Hurston. And I'm excited for this. I loved The Final Strife. Like, loved it. Like, we did a whole, like, this was, The Final Strife was my pick of like last year. So now they're like, let's continue on with it. So I'm very excited. Like, my Final Strife copy is right here, actually, if you can see it. So now we have The Battle Drum, the second book, and I am really excited. So let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this one. So it says, murder, secrets, sacrifice. 3 women seek the truth of the Empire's past, and the truth they find will have the power to ignite a war. In the sequel to The Final Strife, the continuation of a visionary fantasy trilogy inspired by the myths of Africa and Arabia. So it says, Honor is the first blue-blooded royal of the Warden's empire, but when she is accused of a murder she didn't commit, her reign is thrown into turmoil. She must solve the mystery and clear her name without the support of her beloved Scylla. Scylla braves new lands to find a solution for the hurricane that threatens to destroy her home. But in finding answers, she must make a decision. Should she sacrifice her old life in order to raise up her sword once more? Hassa's web of secrets grows ever thicker as she finds herself on the trail of crimes in the city. Her search uncovers the extent of the atrocities of the Empire's past and present. Now she must guard both her heart and her land. The 3 women find their answers, but not the answers they wanted. The drumbeat of change thrums throughout the world, and it sings a song of war. It says, ready we will be when the ending fire comes, when the child of fire brings the battle drum, the battle drum, the battle drum. Ready we will be, for war will come. So yes, I am really excited. This will be probably a book that I read closer to the end of June. That way, when we have our discussion, it'll be fresh in my mind. But yeah, this is going to be a good discussion. You can definitely join as part of my memberships or whatever. Just go ahead and join because it's going to be a great time. And I just know it's going to be a great discussion. So I really, really look forward to this one. Next book, I'm reading it because of the hype. I'm being completely honest. I'm reading it because of the hype. It's been all over Book Talk. It's not a lot on BookTube. I've been hearing some mixed things on BookTube, but on Book Talk, they're like talking it up, you know? And Book Talk can be a hit or miss, but I'm ready for this hype. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready for this new world that I'm hopping into. When I saw that had dragons in it, I'm like, I'm here for it. So I think y'all already know what book I'm talking about. So the book that I'm also going to be reading in June is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to be reading this super hyped book. I've heard some mixed reviews. I've heard some bad reviews. I've heard some very great reviews. I think it just depends on the reader and what you like to read the most. You know, I'm more of a fantasy person with a little bit of romance in it. So, and I know a lot of people, especially my coworker that has read it, she considers it like fantasy with romance in it. And it reminds her of like ACOTAR. So I'm like, okay, I like ACOTAR. So why not give this a try? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to read the synopsis. Why not? And by the way, I just love the special edition from Barnes & Nobles. Like, look at that. They did a fantastic job with that. But anyways, it says, enter the brutal and elite world of the War College for Dragon Riders. It says 20-year-old Violet Cernigale was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her toughest Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, Dragon Riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Zora Hurston, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly. The kingdom's protective wards are failing and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Basildeth War College has an agenda because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out: graduate or die. And I think that I'm going to enjoy this just from that synopsis alone. It sounds very intriguing. And then you also have a map, which I do like books that has maps in them. It gives me a visual of what the world is like, which I do appreciate. So yes, I'm reading this for the hype, but this sounds like a book for me, so I'm going to give it a try. So we have that. The next book, which you're also going to be seeing a review on IG from me, and possibly on this, on my channel. I'm really curious to read this, especially when they compare it to the Ace of Spades. So why not? So I'm also going to be reading Ride or Die. This is by Gail Agnes Makavahu. I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. I do apologize. But I was very intrigued by the cover itself. I haven't heard much about it, so I wanted to give it a try. Even it says, it's all fun and games until you meet your match. So with this one, let's read the synopsis. So it says, best friend Lolly Crawford and Ryan Pope have earned their nickname, the Bonnie and Clyde of Woolridge High. From illegal snack swapping in kindergarten to reckless car surfing in high school, they have been causing trouble in their uptight California town forever. But everyone knows that the mischief starts with Lolly. When it comes to chasing thrills, drama, and adventure, no one is on her level. At least until Lolly throws the wildest party Woolridge High has ever seen and meets X, a strange, unidentified boy in the coat closet who challenges her to a game she can't refuse, one that promises to put her love of danger to the ultimate test. Lolly and X begin an anonymous correspondence, exchanging increasingly risky missions. Lolly's fun has always been free and easy, but things spin out of control as she attempts to one-up X's every move. As Lolly risks losing everything, including her oldest friend, she'll face the biggest danger of all: falling for someone she shouldn't. So, yeah, this sounds really interesting, and I'm excited for this. Like I said, I haven't heard much about this book. I haven't heard anybody really talking about it, so why not give it a try? So, yeah, I'm going to be reading Ride or Die. Cannot wait for this. Next book, this is part of a series I just started, which is the Throne of Glass series. I've read the first few of the books earlier this year, and I didn't read any last month, so I need to read this one. And so I'm going to be reading Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm excited for this. I know, Jira, you've read this and you really enjoyed it, so I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it too. So for this, it says, she was the heir of ash and fire, and she would bow to no one. Selena Sardothien has survived deadly contests and shattering heartbreak, but at an unspeakable cost. Now she must travel to a new land to confront her darkest truth, a truth about her heritage that could change her life and her future forever. Meanwhile, brutal and monstrous forces are gathering on the horizon, intent on enslaving her world. To defeat them, Selena must find the strength not only to fight her inner demons, but to battle the evil that is about to be unleashed. The king's assassin takes on an even greater destiny and burns brighter than ever before in this follow-up to the New York Times bestselling Crown of Midnight. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I read The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Crown of Midnight, I believe. Yeah, I read Crown of Midnight. Now I need to read The Heir of Fire, I believe. I think so. Yeah, The Heir of Fire is the next one. So I'm excited to get into this. So this is another book that I'll be reading in June. And this is the last one, you guys. This is it. So I have been reading the 1619 Project for the past couple of months now. And I've been having these great discussions with people that have been joining me on reading this particular book, and I decided to do a slow read of this book because there's no way I could read this particular book in 1 month because there is so much info we're taking in, and to be honest, it just makes you mad and pisses you off. So I was like, okay, we're slowly reading this. We're not going to read this fast because it will get you heated. And I've been pissed off. Like every time I've been reading this book, I've been so upset. Like I'm not even joking. I've been really pissed about it, just from learning new things and just being reminded of things that's been happening in the past and that's still happening in the present. That's what really been pissing me off so much. And that even with what had happened in the past, no one is trying to right that wrong. No one's trying to right the wrongs at all. So for this one, what I've been talking about is I've been reading the 1619 Project, and and as you can see, I've been tabbing up as I go each month. And so for this month, we're going to be reading chapters 12 through 15. So for chapter 12, we're going to reading medicine. Chapter 13, the chapter's called church. Chapter 14 is music, and chapter 15 is healthcare. So if you want to join in on the discussion, go ahead and do so. You can, you may have time to pick up this book and probably catch up. It's really up to you, or you can just read that section in general. But yeah, I've been tabbing up as I go, and I just been enjoying the discussions, even though it's been really hard, really hard for me to read it at times, and sometimes I just have to put the book down because it's really intense. But yeah, so those are the chapters that we're going to be reading this month in June. But that is it. These are all the books that I'm reading in June that I know of so far. I probably shouldn't add any more books to this pile because I feel like this is very ambitious even for me, and I know I need to pretty much, to accomplish reading these, I need to not binge watch any more shows. And I think I've caught up with the shows that I wanted to watch, like Exo Kitty, Queen Charlotte. I think those are all the ones that I really wanted to see. So I think I'm good for this month. I think I'm able to accomplish reading all of these books. But here are all the books that I'm going to be reading in June. I think I can do it, y'all. I think I can do it. But that is it. This is my TBR for June. I really hope that you join us with our discussion for the Battle Drum and 1619 Project, also for Zora Hurston, and just, come join us with our reading sprints. I know I have reading sprints, throughout the week. Bree does as well. So just hop in anytime. We have a good time. I promise you that. We are always laughing or doing something crazy and funny. But yeah, that is my June TBR. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all are staying healthy and staying safe. See ya!